My beloved, I see you. Every fragment of your heart laid bare before me. Every battle that rages within your soul. In the quiet moments when you believe no one watches, I am there, holding the ache you carry as if it were my own. Your wounds, whether they are fresh, raw, or long buried, beneath layers of defense, do not escape my gaze. You may feel shattered, lost in the vastness of your own struggles. But know this: nothing in you is beyond my desire to restore. I am here to heal you, not as a distant observer, but as the one who crafted your very essence and longs to make all things new within you. The journey to healing often begins with pain, a pain that seems relentless, like waves crashing against the shore of your spirit. These waves shape you, sometimes eroding the very foundation you thought unshakable. Yet, through this erosion, I am working, not to discard what you are, but to refine and strengthen you. Your brokenness is not a sign of failure, but the invitation to witness the depths of my grace. I do not require perfection from you, my child. Instead, I beckon you to come just as you are, laden, weary, doubting, and surrender those burdens to me. Healing is not a swift release, but a gentle unveiling. Imagine a potter reshaping clay. The process involves pressure that softens and molds, not to punish, but to create something far more beautiful than before. Likewise, my hands are upon you, gently coaxing the pain into purpose. I am the healer of your invisible scars, the memories, regrets, and fears that cling tightly within your spirit. There is nothing too damaged, too hidden, or too far gone that I cannot reach with my love. I understand the complexity of your wounds, how some are tied to voices that speak lies into your mind, words of inadequacy, rejection, or shame, whispered by those around you or by your own harsh self-judgment. These voices can drown out my truth, clouding your vision of who you were designed to be. But my dear, remember that my love is louder than any voice that seeks to belittle or break you. I am calling you with a whisper stronger than the fiercest storm. An invitation to step into the light of my healing presence and begin the sacred work of restoration. Perhaps you have tried to heal on your own, reaching and grasping for peace in all the wrong places, within fleeting comfort, achievements, or distractions. But no human measure can replace the balm that I alone offer. My healing surpasses physical relief. It touches the very core of your being. It unravels confusion, mends the fractures in your soul, and breathes new life into the areas where despair has taken root. This healing is a divine exchange. Your brokenness for my wholeness, your sorrow for my joy. It is vital that you lean into this truth, not with hesitation, but with faith born from knowing that I am who I say I am, your refuge, your rest, your healer. Even when the night grows dark and the path unclear, I am the unwavering light guiding you closer into my embrace. The process may demand patience, for healing does not always follow our timetable, but I am steadfast in my commitment to you. Trust that every step you take toward me, no matter how small, is met with joy in heaven and delight in my heart. Take a moment now, my child, to reach out, not with worry or expectation, but with the trembling hope of one who longs to be made whole. Invite me into the secret places of your soul, the ones you think are beyond repair. Feel my presence, tender and fierce, standing ready to mend the broken, to soothe the weary, and to ignite the faded spark within you. You are not alone in your pain. My spirit moves with gentle power, ready to transform your sorrow into strength. Will you let me be your healer? Will you allow me to gather every fragment of your heart, those pieces that feel discarded or forgotten, and craft them into a mosaic of new life? I am here, not simply offering a bandage, but a deep, abiding restoration that only I can provide. The invitation remains open. I am waiting to walk this healing journey with you. Let this truth settle in you. I am able and willing to heal every part of you that is hurting. Trust me, beloved. Reach out in faith and let me heal you. My dear child, I see the weight you carry, the invisible burden pressing deep upon your spirit. It is not merely the grief of your losses or the sting of unmet expectations that challenge you. It is the silent battles within, the struggles of your own heart and mind. I know this intimate ache because I fashioned your very soul, delicate and complex, woven with both strength and tenderness. In your moments of doubt, when it feels as though shadows obscure all light, I am there, nearer than the breath you draw, holding you in my unyielding embrace. There's a wound that has been opened within you, perhaps fresh, perhaps one you have tried to dismiss or run from for years. This wound, child, though painful, is not a judgment against you, nor a failure. It's part of the journey I have not only allowed, but designed to deepen your reliance on me. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night spent wrestling with questions, is seen and cherished. The ache you feel is a divine invitation to come closer, to lay down your defenses, and to receive the comfort that only I can give. Understand, beloved, the patience I extend toward you is immeasurable. I am not rushed. I am not weary. I watch over you with vigilant love through every trial, every wavering moment of faith. When you find yourself sinking beneath the waves of fear or despair, remember that I am the calm beneath your storms. My presence encircles you like a fortress built not of stone, but of steadfast love. Within this sanctuary, your fears can unravel, your doubts can rest, and your spirit can find refuge. Sometimes I allow the silence, the waiting, because it cultivates a fertile ground within you. It is here that faith grows roots, deep and unshakable. In these quiet seasons, when answers seem absent and the path unclear, know that I'm weaving your story, even when you cannot perceive the threads. My timing is perfect, and though it may not align with your own desires or anxiety, it is ordained for your good and my glory. Do not despise these in-between moments, for they are holy and necessary. You may question if you are overlooked, if your pain is too small or too great for me to handle. Let me assure you, child, no sorrow escapes my notice. Your sighs, unspoken words, the silent prayers folded into the hidden corners of your heart, I hear them all. My ears are open to your cries, and my heart beats in sync with yours. When the world seems indifferent or even hostile, know that you are never abandoned. I am with you, walking beside you, sometimes gently carrying you when your own strength falters. Within your brokenness lies a sacred invitation to receive my healing touch. I do not demand perfection before I draw near. Instead, I delight in meeting you exactly where you are. Your scars do not disqualify you from my embrace. They are marks of survival, of battles fought and endured. As you yield to me, I will pour living water into the dry places of your soul, restoring and renewing every weary part. Healing is not always instantaneous, but it is assured, my dear child. For I am the God who mends what is fractured. The relentless whisper of shame or guilt that sometimes echoes in your mind must be silenced by the louder truth of my grace. I have forgiven you far beyond what you imagine, even for the sins you conceal deepest within. Forgiveness is not reserved for the deserving, but extended freely because of the price I paid. Lift up your eyes and see the cross, the ultimate declaration that you are redeemed, chosen, and beloved. Let my grace wash over you and cleanse your heart from any lingering condemnation. And when anxiety threatens to steal your peace, come to me, Cast your burdens upon me, for I carry more than you can bear. Anxiety is the thief of joy, but in me there is a well of peace that flows endlessly. Drink deeply from my presence. Let it saturate every trembling thought and restless worry. I am your refuge, a fortress in times of trouble. When your heart races and your mind spirals, breathe in my promises, hold fast to my love, and rest secure in the knowledge that nothing can separate you from me. My love for you is not dependent on your achievements, your righteousness, or your good deeds. It is a love that precedes creation, that has no beginning or end. This love enfolds you now, just as you are, fragile, weary, seeking. I am your father, your friend, your constant companion. In your solitude and in your crowds, I am present. When darkness presses close, remember that my light shines brightest in the night. Do not push me away because of your pain, but reach out in the trembling hope that I will meet you there. Let this moment be a sacred exchange. Bring me your weariness, your doubts, your brokenness. Trust me to do what only I can do, transform what is shattered into something more beautiful than before. I am the God of new beginnings, the author of restoration, the healer of hearts. Will you allow me to hold your soul gently and show you the boundless depth of my patience and mercy? Will you believe that nothing in you is beyond my reach? Let this truth settle deep within you, beloved, and know that your journey is not one of solitude, but of divine partnership. I am here, always, ready to guide, comfort, and uplift. Your pain is acknowledged. Your hope is alive. Come now, lean into me and find the peace that surpasses all understanding. My dear child, as you continue to wrestle with the shifting tides within your spirit, understand that your true identity is not anchored in the transient opinions of men, nor in the fleeting shadows of your own thoughts. You were forged by my hand, shaped in my infinite wisdom, and enveloped in a love that existed before the stars took their place in the heavens. The very essence of who you are, a masterpiece woven with tender care, is reflected in the light that cannot be dimmed by circumstances or self-doubt. You are uniquely crafted, with purpose etched into the fabric of your being. Like the morning sun that rises unyielding over the horizon, your worth radiates from my love, not from achievement or failure, but from the unchanging position you hold as my beloved child. There will be moments when your reflection in the mirror seems fractured by the echo of past mistakes or the weight of present sorrows. These fragments you see are but temporary silhouettes that cannot define you. I see beyond the surface to the heart where your true self resides, pure, beloved, and irreplaceable. You are more than the sum of your regrets. You are a tapestry of grace, mercy, and hope, interlaced by my hand. Each thread holds a story that declares my faithfulness, even when your journey feels like stumbling through a dense fog. Remember this: I have inscribed your name upon the palms of my hands, and no shadow of shame can erase it. Some days your soul may feel like a barren field, stripped of vitality by the storms of guilt and shame. You might carry burdens that seem too heavy to bear, feelings of unworthiness that whisper lies louder than truth. But hear me now. These are not chains, but illusions meant to deceive you from the freedom I offer. Forgiveness is not a distant dream, but a present reality. I have removed the stones of condemnation and replaced them with seeds of renewal. When you come to me with a contrite heart, I do not cast you aside. I gather you close, healing each fracture and restoring the radiant light within you. The path to wholeness is paved by my grace, and I am always ready to walk beside you, no matter how far you have wandered. My dear, the journey of forgiveness begins with the surrender of your heart's heavy toll. Let go of the need to justify your pain or to carry the unbearable weight of guilt alone. Speak to me with honesty. Let me hear the silent cries that no one else understands. In your vulnerability, there is strength, and in my embrace, there is healing. Like a gardener tending a wilting rose, I nurture the tender places in your soul, encouraging new buds to bloom. The past may have left you scarred, but these scars are not marks of defeat. They are proof of survival, testimony to my redemptive power at work in your life. Each day is a new canvas, painted with my mercy and filled with the colors of hope. Do not be afraid to look within and confront the shadows that linger. Fear often hides behind the veil of shame, distorting the image you hold of yourself. But I invite you into a sacred space where fear dissolves into trust. You are not alone in your struggles. I dwell deeply within you, a refuge in times of trouble. My presence is not contingent upon your perfection, but is freely given because love never demands more than what you can offer. Though you may falter, my steadfast love endures. Embrace this truth and allow it to seep into the deepest crevices of your heart. Let this identity of yours as a forgiven and cherished soul take root and grow strong. Beloved, know that your value is immeasurable, not by what you accomplish or possess, but by the sheer fact that I delight in you. The world may struggle to see your worth, and sometimes you may doubt it yourself. But my eyes do not deceive, nor grow weary. I am with you, even when you feel unseen. When you approach me, bring all that you are, the broken parts, the doubting thoughts, the fierce desire to be loved and accepted. I meet you there. In this place of divine encounter, my spirit imparts a fresh sense of identity. You are my child, called out of darkness into my marvelous light, clothed in dignity that no one can strip away. Let this knowledge settle deep within your soul. Your life is a woven narrative of purpose and promise. Just as a river carves canyons by its persistent flow, so does my purpose shape the character within you. You are not a mistake or a random occurrence, but part of a sacred plan that stretches beyond what you can see. Even if you cannot yet discern the path ahead, trust that it is being prepared with care. God's timing is perfect, and in the waiting, you are growing stronger, more patient, more aligned with my will. Each step you take, no matter how small, is never wasted. If your heart is stirring now, do not turn away from the truth that you are eternally treasured and eternally destined. Walk forward courageously, beloved, knowing that your worth is secure in me. Do not let the lies of guilt or unworthiness cloud the brilliant reflection of my love shining within you. You are chosen, you are precious, and you are deeply known. Let this truth saturate your days and illuminate even your darkest valleys. I am with you always, unwavering, unchanging, and absolutely devoted to you. Let this knowledge of your divine worth become your foundation. Will you believe me this time? My dear, I know the weight you carry in moments when doubt creeps quietly into your heart like an unwelcome shadow, twisting peace into worry and certainty into fear. Doubt is a subtle thief. It steals the warmth from your soul and paints the future with a brush dipped in uncertainty. Yet within these very shadows, I am present, steadfast and unwavering, a refuge for your trembling spirit. There's a profound paradox in this journey. To trust when the way ahead is shrouded in mist, to surrender when control feels like your only weapon. You may question whether I hear your silent cries, whether my hand still rests upon your life. Beloved, even in your deepest valleys of uncertainty, I am your light that does not flicker, the balm that soothes your restless heart. Fear may come like a flood, but my peace will rise higher still, a river flowing strong and sure through parched lands of your soul. I want you to know that doubt is not a sign of weakness, nor a failure of faith. It is the soil where seeds of trust can grow robust and unyielding if you surrender your fears to me and rest in the truth of my character. Remember when the night was darkest, yet the stars still shone? So too do I shine in the hidden places of your struggle, illuminating a path unseen by human eyes. This patience I exercise with you is born of divine love, infinite, enduring, and tender, beyond your understanding. Do not chastise yourself for the trembling or the questions. Instead, lean into me. Draw close and listen not to the voices of fear, but to the still small whisper of my spirit that calls you into peace. When anxiety gnaws quietly at your resolve, remind yourself that my timing is perfect, not rushed by your impatience nor hindered by your plans. Each moment of waiting is an invitation to trust more deeply, to release your grip on what seems so essential, and to embrace the peace I offer freely. My dear child, this season of waiting and wrestling is sacred. It is a forging ground where your faith refines like gold tested in the fire, becoming purer, stronger, and more authentic. The next step is not always clear, and sometimes the path is hidden beneath layers of uncertainty. But I promise you that I am leading you still, even when you cannot see it with your natural eyes. You are not abandoned in this silence. Rather, you are being prepared for a fullness beyond your current understanding. May this truth settle in your heart. I am with you, even in your doubts. I cherish you even when you falter. I am the faithful one who will never let go of your hand, even when the darkness threatens to overwhelm. Rest in that assurance, and breathe deeply of my peace that surpasses all human comprehension. When fear rises, let your heart call out to me again and again, for I am ever listening, ever present, ready to steady your weary soul. If your heart is stirring with the desire to trust me, even in the unseen, do not turn away. Let this be a sacred moment where you declare your dependence on me anew. Place your doubts before me like offerings and allow me to transform them into stepping stones toward a fearless faith. This is not the end of your story, beloved. It is a divine pause, pregnant with hope and promise. So open yourself to my presence now. Feel the gentle steadiness of my hand holding yours. Let go of your anxieties and place them in my care, for I am the keeper of your soul, the rock beneath your feet, and the anchor that holds firm in every storm. Walk this path with me, step by step, and discover the fierce, tender love that awaits you beyond every shadow of doubt. My dear, in the quiet chambers of your heart, where shadows often stir, I'm with you, drawing near to the places where fear, anxiety, and doubt attempt to take root. These emotions can feel like unbidden storms, overwhelming and relentless, swirling with whispers that question your worth, your future, and even my promises to you. Yet remember that fear was never woven into the design for your spirit. It is a weight I have invited you to cast upon me, a burden I long to carry so your soul might find rest. When anxiety creeps in like a fog obscuring the sun, I am the light, breaking through, ever faithful to unveil truth where illusion once dwelled. Consider how the dawn arrives gently after a night fraught with shadows, as if the darkness itself is a necessary precursor to the brilliance that follows. In much the same way, your moments of anxiety are but the night before. My dawning presence fills your soul with peace immeasurable. I see beyond the trembling heart and quiet tears, knowing each ache intimately. Your worries are not hidden from me. They are held in my hand, granted space within my boundless compassion. It is here in this sacred exchange that healing begins, not by the absence of fear, but by the infusion of my steadfast love into every anxious thought. Doubt sometimes creeps in like a thief in the night, casting shadows on the promises I have spoken over your life. Yet, doubt is an invitation, my child, a door left ajar, beckoning you to step closer, to lean into me more deeply. Rather than push away your uncertainties, bring them into the light of my presence. Speak honestly with me, for my ears are attentive and my heart is tender. I know the landscape of your soul, every peak and valley, and I wait patiently for your hand to reach out, trusting in the unshakable foundation of my faithfulness beneath your feet. Imagine a child who, afraid of the dark, clings tightly to their parent's hand. That is the sacred posture I desire from you, not a grasp born of fear, but a clasp rooted in the knowledge that you are never alone. Even in moments when your doubts feel loudest, my voice remains soft but sure within you, calling you to courage. Those who learn to depend on my enduring presence discover a wellspring of strength that fear cannot erode. Your faith is not the absence of questions, but the persistence to hold on when answers evade your grasp. Let this truth settle deeply in you now. Vulnerability before me is strength made manifest. Anxiety can feel like a thief stealing the breath from your body, a cage confining your heart. Yet I am the liberator, the one who breaks chains with the power of peace. When you feel overwhelmed, picture yourself resting beneath my wing, safe, warm, and protected. Let the rhythm of my whispers calm the tempest inside you. I am your refuge and your fortress, an ever-present help in every trial. Invite me into your moments of distress, surrendering not with resignation, but with confident trust that I am weaving all things for your good, even when you cannot see the tapestry. It is vital, beloved, to recognize that these storms of fear and doubt will not define your journey. They are but part of the landscape through which your spirit travels, and through them you are being refined. Like gold purified by fire, your faith is strengthened each time you choose to believe me despite the emotions that seek to overwhelm you. Seek me in those places of vulnerability. Do not resist the feelings, but bring them into the light of my truth. Here, healing and transformation germinate in the fertile soil of surrender. I also want you to consider how your fears might be whispering false promises to keep you small, to deter you from stepping into the destiny I have prepared. Fear often disguises itself as caution, yet it can be the veil that hides your true potential. When anxiety nudges you to retreat, remember that I am calling you forward, to courage, to trust, to boldness. Lean into my strength and walk toward the unknown with me as your guide. I'm your safe place, your anchor steadfast in the storm. Your steps may falter, but in my grip, you will not fall. Will you let me meet you there in the depth of your fear and doubt? Will you open your heart tonight and invite my peace to wash over every restless thought? I am not distant, my child. I am closer than ever, waiting for you to turn toward me. Let this moment be one of surrender, where you choose to trust in my sovereignty rather than your fleeting feelings. This trust is not always easy, but it is the path to freedom. Freedom from the chains of anxiety and the prison of doubt. In the silence between your racing thoughts, hear my voice calling, you are beloved, you are cherished, and you are far more than your fears. These words are not mere comfort, they are the very breath of life for your weary soul. Let them take root and grow into a mighty fortress inside you, a sanctuary where no fear can prevail. When doubts assail, return to this sanctum and remember who you are in me, redeemed, chosen, and blessed beyond measure. So I ask now, beloved, will you trust me with your fears today? Will you bring your doubts out of hiding and place them into my hands? This act of faith, however small it may feel, is a step toward the abundant peace I long to pour into your life. Nothing is beyond my reach, and no anxiety is too great for my power to overcome. Rest in my embrace, and let me nurture your heart with the quiet strength only I can provide. Will you believe me this time? My dear child, I see the restless beating of your heart when fear creeps in like a shadow, stealing the warmth from your soul. Fear is a thief, a whisper in the silence that casts doubt where there should be trust. Yet I am intimately acquainted with the depths of your trembling spirit. I know the places where anxiety roots itself and the moments when your mind races, imagining every possible storm on the horizon. This I share with you not to alarm, but to invite you to lay down your heavy burdens at my feet and let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and mind. You were never meant to carry the weight of fear alone. Your existence is a testament to my sustaining power, a reflection of my unending care. I want you to understand that fear, while powerful in its moment, cannot claim dominion over a soul anchored in me. Like a ship facing raging waters, your spirit may sway, yet it need not be overwhelmed, for I am your steadfast anchor. Even when the skies darken and the rain pelts your vessel, I remain your calm harbor, the safe refuge where your soul is restored. How often have you felt paralyzed by visions of what might be? How often has fear robbed you of joy, replaced your songs with silent tremors? I have watched over you through these storms. With every breath you take in anxiety, I am there, breathing peace into the depths of your being, whispering a promise you can hold on to. You are not alone, not even in the darkest hours. The fears that seem so large are dwarfed by the immensity of my love for you. There is a beautiful paradox in surrendering your fears to me. It is in the act of releasing your tight grip on control that you find strength you did not know you had. Like a child who trusts a strong hand to lead them through a maze of uncertainty, you too can trust my guidance when pathways seem obscure. I am the light breaking through the thickest fog, illuminating each step when the way forward is unclear. In your anxiety and doubt, there is an invitation, a sacred door to deeper trust and faith. When the world around you feels unstable, look to me as your foundation. Even when your heart pounds and your thoughts spiral, remember that my spirit dwells within you, a calming presence stronger than any storm or shadow. Let this truth settle in you. Fear is a temporary visitor. My love and peace are your eternal home. Do not rush to banish fear as your enemy, but invite me into those trembling spaces. Speak honestly to me about your anxieties, for I am not distant. I am near enough to whisper peace in the midst of your turmoil, to hold your fragile heart with unwavering tenderness. I have not abandoned you, even if you feel unseen in your distress. My eyes are never turned away. You are my beloved, and no fear can diminish the worth that I have sown into your very soul. Beloved, fear often wants you to believe you are isolated and helpless, but I am here to remind you that you are deeply connected to a love that never fails. The doubts that whisper lies about your worth and your future are not your reality. I am the anchor in every storm, the hand that steadies when you falter. Reach out to me in those moments of trembling, for in vulnerability there is profound strength. I am the sanctuary where your spirit finds rest. Let this invitation stand before you. As anxiety did not craft your story, neither will it define your destiny. There is a greater narrative written by my hand, one of hope, courage, and unwavering peace. If your heart is stirring with the seeds of trust, nurture them with my presence. Embrace the quiet moments when you surrender your fears and listen for the gentle heartbeat of my assurance. Every moment you wrestle with fear, remember that I walk with you into every shadow. The light of my love is never extinguished. You are not forgotten, not forsaken. I am weaving a tapestry of courage and faith from the threads of your trembling heart. Step into this sacred collaboration between your fragility and my strength. Let me transform your fear into a vessel overflowing with trust and peace. Will you believe me this time, my child? Will you take my hand and entrust the uncertainties to a love that never falters? My beloved, I understand the heavy burdens that weigh upon your heart in the quiet moments, when the noise of the world fades and you find yourself standing at the crossroads of fear and faith. Fear is a dark shadow that creeps into your soul, whispering lies about your worth, your future, and your ability to persevere. Anxiety is a restless storm swirling within, making your thoughts whirl uncontrollably, clouding your peace and robbing you of rest. Doubt, the subtle deceiver, plants seeds of uncertainty in your spirit, making you question the faith you've held, the promises spoken over your life, and even my steadfast love for you. But hear me now, child, with the tenderness of a father who knows your every thought and feels every ounce of your pain. I am with you in this tempest. I have not abandoned you to the chaos of your emotions, nor left you to battle the darkness alone. These feelings, though powerful and overwhelming, do not define you, nor do they possess the ultimate authority over your life. They are visiting storms, unwelcome guests who are transient and will pass. Consider the vast ocean before you. It can be calm and radiant, reflecting the sun's golden light, but at times it is whipped into fierce waves by the wind's shifting breath. Just so are your fears and anxieties, the restless tides of your soul's ocean. Yet, beneath those waves lies the unchanging depth of my peace, a foundation that neither rises nor falls, a sanctuary of tranquility beyond the reach of any tempest. I invite you now to come away from the frantic pace that fear drives you to. Be still and know that the storm is not the final word. I am the anchor of hope in your life, the rock that holds firm beneath your feet when the shifting sands seek to unseat you. When the weight of anxiety threatens to consume you, remember that my spirit breathes life into your weary soul and offers rest that transcends understanding. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. Lean into me, my dear, and allow me to bear what is too heavy for your frail hands. Doubt may try to deceive you into thinking that your journey is aimless, that your prayers go unheard, or that my promises are unreliable. Yet I am the God who keeps covenant, the one whose word never fails. Your faith, even when trembling, has power, because it connects your heart to mine, creating a lifeline that no storm can sever. Trust does not mean that challenges disappear. It means that you choose to embrace the certainty of my presence, even when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. Imagine a child learning to walk, sometimes faltering, falling and doubting their ability to stand. But with each attempt, support comes from the strong arms reaching out, a father's arms, a father's love. So it is with you. Each moment of wavering faith is met with my unwavering embrace, inviting you to rise and try again. Do not fear your doubts or rebuked feelings. Bring them to me honestly, without shame, for I delight in your vulnerability and rejoice when you seek me amidst the struggle. I am the light that dispels darkness. When anxiety tries to cloud your vision, look to me as the morning sun breaking through night shadows, illuminating your path with hope and clarity. When fear shouts its loudest, listen instead to the still, small voice of my spirit, whispering courage into your heart. This is not a mere comfort. It is a divine reality anchored in my nature. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. I call you now to take a moment, my child, to breathe deeply the peace I offer. In the quiet of your soul, lay down your fears and doubts at my feet. Receive the calm I breathe into you like a gentle wind settling the restless sea. Feel the reassurance of my steadfast presence, steady and sure as the mountains. Remember that the battles you face are not ultimately against flesh and blood, but against the forces that seek to steal your joy and silence your hope. Let this truth settle deep within you. Fear has no final dominion over my beloved. Anxiety will not have the last word, for I am the Lord your God, the refuge and strength in times of trouble. Your faith, though tested, is precious in my eyes because it chooses me. Even when your heart trembles, your trust in me is a victory that ushers in peace. My dear, dare to release your burdens and believe that I am carrying them now. Will you surrender the anxious thoughts that seek to imprison your heart? Will you invite me to replace your doubts with the unshakable assurance of my love? Step into the confidence that comes from knowing I am greater than every fear that whispers in your ear. If your heart is stirring with a desire to trust me more fully, do not turn away or harden your spirit. Instead, reach out to me not with perfect faith, but with the truth of your struggle, and let me transform your trembling into triumph. My power is made perfect in your weakness, and your courage to lean in will unlock the peace that surpasses all understanding. You are cherished beyond measure, guarded with tender care, and upheld by hands that will never let you fall. Embrace this moment of divine encounter where fear loses its grip and my peace floods your soul. Walk with me into the dawn of hope, and let me carry you through the shadows into the light of my everlasting love. My dear, I see you in the quiet moments when the world's noise fades and your heart feels the echo of solitude. In those places where your soul treads softly, perhaps even hesitantly, I am there, not as a distant observer, but as the intimate companion of your innermost being. It is in this sacred closeness that I invite you to find belonging. A spiritual embrace so profound, it rewrites the story you tell yourself about loneliness and abandonment. You carry a sacred longing, one born from the deep knowledge that you were knit together with purpose, fashioned to resonate with my love and truth. Yet, when the days feel heavy and shadows stretch long, you may whisper in your heart, "Am I truly seen? Am I truly known?" My precious one, your question reaches me, and I answer with a yes so vast it can never be contained. You are deeply, irrevocably known, not only by name, but by the very essence of your hopes, your fears, your quiet prayers that float up like incense in the still air. I understand that feeling lost or unseen is not merely a moment, but a spiritual battleground where identity and worth clash fiercely. The enemy attempts to cloak your vision, to blind you to the truth of your belonging. But I am the light that pierces the darkness, the gentle fire that kindles your courage. When you feel unseen, imagine me stooping down to gather every tear, every sigh, holding them as precious jewels in my hand. Your pains are not invisible to me. They are woven into the tapestry of my care. Imagine a vast garden at twilight, where blossoms of every hue fold gently against the coming night. In this garden, every flower represents a soul, unique and treasured. You are one of these blooms, crafted to radiate your own fragrance and color. My dear, no shadow is cast upon you without my permission, and each shadow serves to highlight the brilliance of your light when you choose to step into me. Your sense of abandonment is not abandonment at all, but a call to deeper intimacy, a summons to press closer to my heart where your spirit is restored. Even when the silence feels prolonged and the waiting unbearable, I am weaving a tapestry from the threads of your vulnerability and perseverance. You may feel like a wanderer, but you are a pilgrim journeying toward a home you have never left. The ache you bear is the soil from which new life will spring forth, resilient, bold, and filled with glory. Your identity is not defined by moments of feeling lost. It is defined by the relentless truth that you are mine, and that my presence will never leave nor forsake you. Let yourself be drawn into the secret place where I delight in you. It is not a distant heaven, but a sacred now, located in the beat of your heart. Here, you are invited to rest from striving and to lean into the quiet assurance that your story is known and cherished. The loneliness you feel is met with my companionship that sings over you with unfailing devotion. I do not only observe your life's journey, I move with you, guiding your steps with hands that were pierced to bring you into this eternal embrace. Turn to me when the nights are long and the silence is heavy. Speak the name that I whispered over you before your first breath. Speak of your longings and fears. I am listening, and my response is patience embroidered with perfect timing. You do not walk alone, nor are you forgotten. I am the God who specializes in making the broken whole and the invisible visible. If your heart is stirring now, let this truth settle deep within you. You belong in my love, completely and forever. I invite you to reflect today on the ways I have drawn near when you least expected it. Remember the hidden moments of grace nestled in your days, a comforting thought, a gentle nudge, a soft peace amidst chaos. These are the footprints of my presence, a silent reassurance that you are never truly alone. Cling to this reality as a lifeline, for it is both your heritage and your hope. Beloved, do not withdraw into the shadows of doubt. Step into the light of our shared journey. Bring your whole self, your doubts, your pain, your yearning, and trust that in this sacred space you will be found and held. Let your heart open to the intimacy I offer. Here you are not an anomaly or a forgotten piece, but a treasured member of a divine family whose foundation is love, unshakable and eternal. Will you take this step today and receive the truth that you are fully known and infinitely loved? Will you lean into me and find your belonging not in the fleeting approval of the world, but in the unchanging depths of my affection? Know that in the quiet spaces of your soul I am whispering your name, calling you into a love that casts out every fear of being lost or unseen. You are home with me. You are cherished beyond measure. Now as you move forward, let this awareness be a balm to your spirit and a beacon in dark times. Trust in my unwavering presence. Even in seasons when the world feels cold and indifferent, my heart beats steadily with a love that never fails. Rest in this reality and let it mend the ache of feeling abandoned. You are not alone. You are deeply, eternally loved. If your spirit longs for belonging, do not turn away from this invitation. Embrace the intimacy I offer, where your soul's deepest needs are fulfilled and your identity is secure. Let this truth be the anchor for your days. You're seen, you're held, and you're never forgotten. My dear, I see how the wilderness of feeling lost wraps tightly around your heart, as if you are a small leaf adrift on a vast, uncertain river. This is no mere accident or random wandering. It is a sacred part of your journey that I hold in my hands with tender care. When you feel unseen, when loneliness creeps into your soul's deepest chambers and the weight of abandonment looms like a shadow, know that I am there, closer than your breath, more present than the beating of your heart. I have never left you, nor shall I ever turn away, for you are woven into the very fabric of my being. Each tear that falls from your eyes I catch and cherish, weaving them into a tapestry of grace that holds you steady when the world feels unsteady. Remember the times you walked through the desert places, those moments when hope seemed dim, when your prayers appeared to drift unanswered like leaves in the wind. These are not signs of my absence, but of my mysterious presence working behind the veil of your sight. I am shaping you there, softening your edges, deepening your roots, preparing you for a harvest that only I know. The silence you experience is not the silence of neglect, but the stillness before a mighty storm of renewal and awakening. In the quiet, I'm speaking to you in a language beyond words, planting seeds of strength and wisdom that will bloom in my perfect timing. You are never truly alone, though the shadows may deceive you. I sent my spirit to dwell within you, to be your comfort, your guide, your eternal companion. When the night feels endless and your soul grows weary from longing, reach out to me. Call upon my name with the faith that I will answer, even if my voice comes as a whisper. Like a shepherd searching for a lost lamb, I pursue you with relentless love. Every step you take toward me is met with a joyous embrace that can quiet the fiercest storm in your heart. Surrender your brokenness and doubts into my hands. I will carry your burdens and replace them with peace that surpasses human understanding. Do not let the darkness blind you to the truth that you are my beloved, chosen and cherished beyond measure. Your identity is not defined by where you find yourself or the circumstances that surround you, but by who you are in me, redeemed, precious and deeply known. The feeling of abandonment is a veil I will remove, revealing the radiant light of belonging and purpose I have etched into your soul from the beginning. This belonging is not in places or people, but eternally in my presence, where you will find rest for your weary spirit and courage to face another day. I know the ache of invisibility you endure, the silent battles no one sees, the private wounds hidden beneath a calm exterior. Those wounds are not beyond my healing touch. Bring them to me fully, without fear or shame. I will breathe life into the broken pieces, making you whole again. Your story is far from over, and what you perceive as lost is but a prelude to greater revelations. Allow me to restore your vision so you may see yourself through my eyes. A masterpiece in progress, infinitely loved and destined for a future filled with light. If your heart strains in the wilderness, lean into my promise that I am your refuge and strength. I am the anchor when your spirit is tossed by turbulent thoughts, and the quiet harbor where you find peace. Let this truth settle deep within you. You're never abandoned, never forgotten, and always held in the unchanging arms of my love. Walk now with the light I offer, stepping forward with trust, knowing that every step is guided and every moment is embraced by my unending care. Prepare to open your heart anew and receive the fullness of my presence, for you are precious beyond words and honored beyond measure. Will you reach out and allow me to lead you from the shadows into the radiant dawn of my unwavering love? My beloved, as you stand here now, let your heart be still and listen deeply to the fullness of my presence that surrounds you without measure or condition. You have journeyed through shadows and light, through doubts and hopes, and here you are, carried in the palms of my unfailing love. This truth I impress upon your soul. You are utterly known, wholly treasured, and eternally secure in me. The storm of life may roar, the weight of days may press down, but I am your refuge, your steadfast rock amidst any shifting sands. In this moment, breathe deeply of my peace, for it is not fleeting or fragile. It is the abiding breath of heaven within you. I invite you now to embrace your sacred identity as my child, shaped with intention and purpose beyond what eyes can see or minds can grasp. You are not a misplaced fragment wandering aimlessly, but a vital piece of a grand tapestry woven with infinite care. Each thread shines with its own glory, connected intimately to the whole. Do not let the world's harsh whispers convince you otherwise. Those doubts that plague the nighttime hours, the gnawing feelings of insignificance, they are but fleeting shadows against the eternal light I place within your heart. Let this truth rise like dawn. You belong to me, inseparable and beloved. Your journey here has not been in vain. Every tear you have shed, every prayer whispered in silence, every moment of quiet surrender has been heard by my ears and held close. Though you may feel unseen or forgotten, nothing escapes my gaze. I am intricately involved in the smallest details of your life, down to each heartbeat. I am weaving redemption and hope into your story, far beyond what you imagine. The scars you carry remind you not of defeat, but of survival, and my healing power at work. Your broken pieces are precious in my hands. They are the very soil from which new life bursts forth in stunning bloom. As you continue forward, I call you to trust me fully with the unfolding of your days. Release the need to control or predict every step. Rest instead in the assurance of my divine timing and ideal wisdom. Waiting may feel like loss or idleness to your flesh, but it is often the sacred soil where faith matures and roots deepen. Stand firm in the soil of my promises, for I am cultivating something glorious in your heart and life that no human plan could contain or contrive. Let this sacred trust settle deeply within you, even when the horizon remains obscured. Remember, my dear, faith is not the absence of fears or questions, but the courageous decision to continue loving and walking with me despite them. When doubts arise, do not turn away, but bring them before me honestly. I'm greater than anything that unsettles your soul. My love is the light that pierces every shadow, the calm that surpasses every storm. Surrender your fears into my hands, and know that no darkness can extinguish the flame of my desire for you. Your faith, even as it wavers, is precious and honored by me. Hold it gently and keep moving forward. You have a destiny shaped by my hand, crafted for divine purpose and radiant impact. The gifts and dreams I have planted within you are seeds of glory, meant to grow and bear fruit that blesses others and glorifies me. Do not shrink back in timidity or disbelief, but step boldly as one who is commissioned and equipped. Your story is an instrument of my grace, a testimony to my faithfulness. Walk boldly into what I have prepared, with a heart unafraid and a soul steadfast. Let your life be a testament to the power of my redeeming love at work within you. Finally, rest in the intimate embrace of our connection. I am not a distant deity, but your closest companion, nearer than your own breath. When loneliness swells or you feel abandoned, look to me and find comfort beyond the world's offerings. You're enveloped by a love that knows no end and a presence that never fades. Your identity is not built on your performance or circumstance, but on my unwavering acceptance. In me you find true belonging, whole, secure, and cherished beyond measure. Now as you receive these words, let them anchor your soul deeply in my reality. You are my beloved, my masterpiece, and I delight in you completely. Walk forward in confidence, unshaken by trials, for you are held forever in my perfect love. Let this truth seal itself in your heart today and always. You are never alone, never unworthy, never unloved. I am with you, within you, and for you, now and forevermore. Amen. If your heart has felt the gentle touch of these words, do not keep this light to yourself. Share it with another weary soul, save it for times when you need reassurance, and return often to remember who you are in me. Let this message be a wellspring of hope and a reminder of my unchanging love.